international educator.
My esteemed viewer and my dear student, how delighted I am for you to join me again in this lesson. Today, I'm going to take you through Form 3 English, and our topic is ideological narratives. There are two ways of spelling the word ideological. You can decide to begin with AE, or you can just start with E. And indeed, it is this spelling with E that I see in most modern dictionaries. So you can spell it both ways. But as usual, before we delve into a deeper discussion of our subject of the day or topic of the day, we have to remind ourselves of some prerequisites, some few issues that we need to remember. So then, this is under oral literature. And under oral literature, we have subcategories or genres or branches or classes of oral literature. And there are three. One is oral narratives, where the ideological narratives will fall. We also talked about songs, mostly in Form 2, songs and oral poetry, and the short forms. You remember the proverbs and the tongue twisters and the riddles. So those are the three major categories of oral narratives. The first category, which is sometimes referred to as the long forms, is the oral narratives. And we have so many other branches of oral narratives. One, we can talk about ogre stories. These are stories that talk about superhuman characters with evil intentions to harm the community. And in most cases, these ogres can swallow people or even the whole community alive. Then we have trickster stories. Those are stories that feature a witty character called the trickster that challenges another gullible character called the dupe. In most cases, the witty character is a small animal like the hare, the squirrel, and the character that is tricked, that we've called the dupe, is a huge animal like the elephant or even the lion, the king of the jungle. And that makes such stories quite interesting. We have legends. Legends are stories about community heroes and their heroic deeds or exploits, especially in the process of helping the community in their time of need, when there is a calamity, for instance, famine, or when there is war with a vicious community. Then we have the human tales, where the main characters are human beings, and the intention is to teach a moral lesson to the society. There are ideological narratives, which will be the subject of today's discussion. We will look at the characteristics of ideological narratives and give an example. We have dilemma stories. These are stories where the main character is put in a limbo, a situation where they have to choose between one or the other choice. And both choices are difficult to make because they both lead to losses of some kind. Then we have myths. Myths are stories that have the divine being or God as the central causer of the activities. And in most cases, myths explain supernatural phenomena like the origin of life, the origin of death, or the origin of a whole community. Now let us delve into a deeper discussion on ideological narratives. Ideology or etiology is an attempt to explain the origin of something. So ideological narratives are stories that explain the origin of natural phenomena. Mark the word natural, because that distinguishes them from myths that explain supernatural that is acts of God. Yeah, supernatural are acts of God. Natural are acts of nature. The way we interact in our daily lives can result into some problem or some advantage to the society. For instance, at some point, people can have a disease outbreak as a result of maybe a laboratory experiment gone sour or something like that.